Hi there, this is Joe from LEEJ Watch. Welcome to my first video. Today I'm reviewing the Braun AW50, a lesser known, understated masterpiece from a very familiar German brand. It's a watch that I truly believe deserves far more attention than it gets. In this video, I'll tell you the story behind the AW50, how it fits into Braun's Bauhaus design roots, what it's been like on my wrist for the last 2 years, and why it's still one of my favorite watches today. If you like watches that are subtle, thoughtful, and timeless, you will love this one. Let's get started. At first glance, the Braun AW50 doesn't try to stand out. There are no minute markers, no numerals, no flashy finishing, not even the signature yellow seconds hand found on many of Braun's clocks and watches. Just two hands gliding across a clean silver matte dial. It doesn't demand your attention, and that's exactly why it deserves it. Released in 1991 and designed by Dieter Lübs, the AW50 is one of the purest expression of Braun's design philosophy. Minimal, clear, and completely purpose-driven. Every detail is there for a reason, nothing more. So how did a watch like this come to exist? It all starts with Braun's design DNA. Founded in 1921 in Frankfurt, Germany, Braun started as an electrical appliance company, but its design legacy didn't truly begin until 1955 when Dieter Rams joined the company. Rams was heavily influenced by the Bauhaus principle that form follows function, the belief that design should serve purpose, not decoration. As head of design from 1961 to 1995, Rams helped turn Braun into a leader in modernist product design, applying his philosophy to everything from radios, razors, clocks, and kitchen appliances. His famous motto, "Good design is as little design as possible." Together with fellow designer Dieter Lübs, Rams carried this philosophy into Braun's earliest timepieces, including the Digital Watch 20 and Digital Watch 30 in the late 1970s. These digital models established Braun's visual language, clean typography, perfect balance, and total legibility. AW50, short for Analog Watch 50, was a continuation of this legacy, and perhaps its most distilled form, a watch reduced to its essential purpose, exactly as Rams envisioned. After being discontinued, the AW50 quietly faded from view, but in 2017, Braun revived several of its classic designs, including the AW50, with almost no changes, because it didn't need any. When a design is this honest, this functional, and this free of ego, it doesn't age, it stays timeless. Fast forward to 2022, I was still a university student and I was just starting to get into watches. Like most beginners, I made a few mistakes. I bought watches I saw online because other people liked them, thinking I would too. But I quickly learned that watches are incredibly personal. You don't fall in love with a watch just because someone else did. You love it because it connects with you. And that's what happened with me and the AW50. When I first discovered it online, I dove into its background, reading about Braun's design history, exploring other models in their lineup. But it was the AW50 that stood out the most. Its minimalist elegance felt like the purest expression of Braun's legacy. Although it originally retailed for around £200, I found it on Amazon for just £100. I was thrilled, but also surprised. How could such an iconic design be overlooked? At the time, there was only one YouTube review of it, and the low sales likely explained the heavy discount, which still continues today. Now that I've owned the Braun AW50 for 2 years, here's what I think. The design still resonates with me just as much as it did on day one. Every element feels intentional. Nothing is there without a reason. Take the case shape. The sharp angles give it a distinct brutalist profile, but they also serve a purpose. The curvature helps it wrap naturally around my 16.5cm wrist and makes a small 33mm diameter seem reasonable. But because of the small diameter and the shape of the lugs, I don't think it would suit larger wrists quite as well. The build quality is solid, not luxurious, but practical and well executed. The black leather strap is comfortable and still feels nice after 2 years of use. The consistency of the matte stainless steel case with matte silver dial, matte black hands, and the matte grey date wheel all reinforce its minimalist philosophy. One small detail I really appreciate is the red chevron next to the date window. It's a subtle nod to Bauhaus color theory, giving the whole watch a pop of color. and it naturally draws the eye when checking the date. Inside, it's powered by a Swiss Ronda 714 quartz movement. That means it's battery operated, with an expected battery life of up to 5 years. I haven't had to replace it yet, in the 2 years I've owned it. The things I often dislike about quartz watches is loud ticking and the seconds hand that don't align with the minute markers. Thankfully, the AW50 avoids both issues. The movement is quiet even for my overly sensitive ears that cannot sleep with loud quartz watches lying around. And funnily enough, this watch has neither seconds hand nor minute markers that needs aligning, so in that sense it might be the perfect quartz watch. If I had to point out a few flaws, it would be the lack of lume and the use of mineral crystal. Form should follow function, right? Using sapphire instead of mineral glass would have made the crystal more resistant to scratches, which to me is a functional upgrade I would have really appreciated. And while I fully understand Raum's belief that less is more, even a small, subtle application of lume that glows in the dark would have gone a long way. As it stands, the watch becomes completely unusable in the dark, and that's a compromise I don't think aligns with the philosophy it was built on. Still, what makes the AW50 such a joy to wear is how comfortable it is. It's small, thin, and lightweight, so much so that I often forget that I'm even wearing it. It's genuinely one of the most comfortable watches I've ever owned, and aesthetically, it pairs with everything. Suit for work, tweed on a date, t-shirt at home. It's not a watch that draws attention to itself, but it elevates the whole outfit around it with quiet, thoughtful, minimalist character. Thank you for watching my first review on the channel. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the AW50 or any feedback on how I can make these videos better for you, let me know in the comment. I'm Joe from LEEJ Watch, and I'll be bringing you more hidden gems from the watch world, so stick around. Until next time.